Hey everyone, it's Alyssa Avant, and today I'm interviewing my team member, Susan Haines. And I wanted to say that she started working with me. All my team members start as interns, and so she interned for me from February to April of this year, and then she became a team member in August. And she is from the great state of Oklahoma, and I am going to allow her to introduce herself before we get into our discussion of what it's like for her, what it's been like for her to be an intern and a team member.
Hi, well, my name is Susan Haines. I'm primarily a homeschool mom. I homeschool my four kids and stay-at-home mom generally. I'm also a pianist. I've played piano for and worked playing piano for 25 years, for probably every piano job under the sun I've had, and piano students, that kind of thing. So that's also a big part of my life. Um, before I, well, kind of leading up to being a virtual assistant, can we talk about that? Like
Yeah,
leading into this kind
absolutely.
of thing for it wasn't something I was really looking at, but my mother-in-law, we kind of needed some extra income. She offered me a job remotely, just helping with her business,
Yeah.
which is a brick and mortar business, but I was doing her social media, living in a different town. And so my sister-in-law showed me how to do all of that, and it came really easily. It wasn't tricky, and it was kind of fun. And I found that two things. I was kind of good at it. It just came naturally, just doing these computer-based tasks, as well as it gave me a little break from being a mom because I've always been a stay-at-home mom. And sometimes you just need to do something else besides wash dishes or change diapers. So
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
fun. A couple of years after that, I did start my own blog because I'd read about people doing this, and I was like, this is fun. I'm going to do this. So,
Yeah.
and it did. I took a course to do that, so I learned some skills I didn't have, and again, felt like it came naturally to do all this computer stuff. And then surrounding that, I ended up be in a sort of mentorship with another lady and in her Facebook group. And then she asked me to manage her Facebook group. And then I was like, okay, that's fun too. So I kept rolling in all these other little skills. And in that group is where I met Alicia originally, and
Yep.
started following what you do and saying, oh, okay, that I like that. I think eventually I'm going to do that. And here I am. A lot of other stuff has happened, but
Yes, we were connected for a really long time
yeah,
before Susan actually decided she wanted to do the internship. So we had been connected a while through this mentorship program that we were in. And then I believe you took my course prior to doing the internship. So you kind
I
of did it in a
did.
different order than some of the previous.
I am a processor. I gotta like think about it a really long time before I dive
Uh-huh.
in. So that's what I did.
Yep, yep. So she did the course, and then she decided she wanted to apply for the internship, and then she began working as an intern. So first of all, let's talk about your experience as an intern and how that was for you.
Okay. I was really nervous. Just because it was a little more official, structured thing than just me kind of piddling around doing my own thing. But it was really good for me. I rolled in some extra skills that I didn't already have, and it showed me that it showed me that I could work in a more structured way for someone else and keep up with it. Um, and I enjoyed having the mentorship. I That was really the most valuable thing to me, was having someone else who's already done virtual assistant work, that I could ask my questions and grow that way.
Absolutely. That is the internship program. The reason I did it is because I was an intern for someone way back years ago and got so much from the experience. So that's really why I did it. So, how did your role evolve from being an intern to a team member?
Okay. Um, well, I know that everybody on your team kind of has some sort of specialities, a thing that we're kind of good at, either
Yep.
that you don't particularly do or you don't prefer. And so you're just sort of strengthening your own uh, team and company by adding on these things. I kind of specialize in SEO and keyword research, and I was kind of doing some of those things for you. You had kind of asked me to do some tasks, and there was this kind of gap because I was done being an intern but I was just kind of hanging around and you were throwing me to, hey, can you do this little thing? And
Yep.
I was like, yeah, great. Yes, still I'll do things. And I loved helping out. And then it kind of morphed into, okay, you're officially on the team. Let's just keep you around. And
Yep.
I was very happy to do that. I like being a part of the team. Again, I love the mentorship and the ability to ask all our questions and workshop things together.
Yeah,
It's a good thing.
absolutely. That has been so beneficial to both me and to each other, I think, is being able to have our own areas of specialization and being able to support each other in those areas. Um, so moving on to talking a little bit about the course that you took the Become a Virtual Assistant course. How do you think that course helped you to prepare you for the role that you're in now?
Okay. You talk about a lot of resources and systems that you need to have as a virtual assistant, and some of that opened my eyes to the logistical things that you need to have in place and to take it seriously as a business. It's one thing to just, I created a spreadsheet for my friend or posted on her social media, but it's another thing to just run it as a business and be organized about it. So that opened my eyes and helped me think about those things for myself. And also just it did reinforce the skills that I already had, because there's like, I mean, hundreds of things that you could do as a virtual assistant, and it's hard to think about, well, what am I going to offer? What are my things?
Yes.
But it reinforced that I did have things that I was already good at, and I could do this.
Absolutely. I say everybody has marketable skills. You will help me hear me
Yeah,
say that a lot. I think I probably said that in every video.
probably.
Okay, so what has it been like working as a part of the team? And can you share some key takeaways from our collaboration as a team?
Yes, yes. So the best part of being on the team is I appreciate your personal willingness to share your experience and your wisdom. That's just so valuable. Um, and watching you, some key takeaways, just working with you and watching you work yourself. You have this to get it done attitude and ability, and it may just come naturally to you, but I've always been a person who procrastinates and just doesn't get things done and isn't focused. And I've always been down on myself about that. But I watch you just, oh, there's this thing, we're gonna do this thing, let's do the thing, just get it done. And
Yeah,
I love that about you. And I have worked hard to emulate that and do that on my own. And I've discovered that I can,
yeah,
you know. And also, I see that you're not afraid to research and figure out a new skill or research, because everything's changing all the time. We have to be like constant learners, and
yes.
you're always doing that. And it's not a bad thing; it's a good thing to just do your research and learn new things all the time.
Yes, absolutely. I think I said that in a previous video. One of my solo videos I did recently here on the channel is I talked about how one of the things that can help you as a virtual assistant is to always be learning, because it helps you, especially because, like I said in that video, even Facebook changes constantly.
Yes.
And so you have to learn. I was trying to help a client this morning. He wanted me to help him with his Facebook, but he needed to add me as an admin, and it had changed since the last time I looked at it. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, so yeah, it was crazy how you have to always be figuring it out and learning and growing, to be able to do this work.
Yeah.
So in relation to that, how do you think you have grown, as a virtual assistant over, it's almost, it's getting close to being a year, being an intern, that
Wow.
you started. So yeah, how have you grown in this year?
Well, again, related, I've always been a procrastinator. I mean, classic like time blindness, ADHD stuff. It just doesn't, it's not there. But I've learned how to track my time and pay attention to that, and use it efficiently when I'm tracking it. Um, and also just my confidence in the things that I can do and telling people I can do this for you. I can
Yes.
help you with this, and sharing how I can help. um, these kind of go together. I've always been a procrastinator, but I'm also a perfectionist. Sometimes I procrastinate because I can't do it perfectly. So it's
Right.
a cycle.
Yeah.
But my perfectionism and like my passion for the details being just right can actually be, and it is a gift,
Yes, it
not a
is.
downside always, because if you're doing things for clients, they want that. They want it done perfectly, exactly how they want it.
Mhm.
And they're going to be blessed when, their VA is able to do that for them.
That's right. Absolutely. I too am a perfectionist. I blame my father for that because he is, and he kind of expected that from me. Was hard on me about things like that, and I used to annoy me like as a teenager. But now I'm very grateful for it because it has helped me in my life and my business. Um,
Hmm.
so, what would your advice be if you were to give a woman who is wanting to become a virtual assistant? What would your advice be to her?
The biggest thing, this relates back to what we talked about being on a team. I would not try to go it alone. I would have a mentor or a community or something. Alicia has a Facebook group for
Yep.
VAs. Even if you just think you want to be a VA, you can be in her Facebook group, and
Yeah, because you can
just to
find out
have
if you want to be or not.
right, and just to have access to someone you can ask your questions and learn things from, whether you pay to take a course, just to have access to somebody. Don't try to do it on your own. For one, it's becoming more popular, so there's a ton of information out there, and some of it's conflicting, and some people will charge you, I mean, ridiculous amounts. I looked at one lady at one point who was like, you can homeschool and be a VA. It was $200 a month to be in her little group. And I was like,
Wow.
that's ridiculous. I can't make money that way. So
No.
there's people that will charge you ridiculous amounts of money for their wisdom. Try not to do that, but find somebody, have a mentor like Alicia who can help you.
And I mean, I feel like we give a ton of information away for
Yes,
free in the Facebook group and
yes,
on this channel, on the podcast. So there is a lot of free information. I try to encourage
yes.
people that just because you might not can afford XYZ, that's how I learned in the beginning. I didn't even know I was becoming a VA, but I learned from a lot of free or low cost information. So that's obviously something that is very doable.
Mhm.
And where do you see yourself as you move forward in this field? Do you have some professional goals?
This was hard for me to think about. I did think about it because at the moment I'm a little bit in survival mode. I'm helping support our family because my husband's unemployed. But I thought about it. Okay, I thought if life settles down and I could go any direction,
Right.
I'm home. My kids are going to start graduating, and I don't really want to like go do something out like work outside the home. I would love to just keep growing my own clientele as a
Yep.
VA, and maybe have like long time clients that I just continue to work with and help, um and just building that base,
Continuing to build. Yeah,
just
absolutely. And I
continuing.
think
Yeah,
you can do that. And then what is one surprising thing that you've learned about yourself since becoming a VA?
I feel like this, I kind of I feel like I already said it, but I that I can focus.
Yeah.
Not a focused person. I'm not a sit down and get it done person, but I can. And
Yeah.
I hope I'm learning to embrace that I can do that, and do it. And one of the things I love about it, this is related to where I see myself. I love the not just that it can be a business and I can support my family, but I love serving and I love helping people, and I want to be known as a VA, not who just has a business and they can, you know, pay me for my services, but that I can serve them and be someone who helps people and supports them, makes their life easier.
Right, exactly. And you know this, but watch those that are watching may not know that the mission of our business, Alyssa Avant and Company, is to serve God and others well. That's kind of my mission statement. So I made that a mission statement for the business. And so I love that my team members have that same mindset and same values that I do. And so I want to thank you for that and for being on the team and also for this time that you spent with us this morning.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Thank you for letting me be on your team. This has been a blessing for me.